parental rights bill on Thursday. Very similar to what they did in Florida. And it mandates that public schools allow parents to inspect and object to teachings on sexual orientation and gender identity. It also requires students to use bathrooms that correspond with their sex. Well, the amendment specifying bathroom use was a last-minute addition in response to the Stillwater School Board's refusal to back down from letting students use whichever bathrooms they want. Absolutely amazing. Well, the Florida pro-parent bill could be just the beginning, I think, of a blowback we're starting to see all around the country. And joining us on our Newsmaker line to talk more about that is Laurie Cardoza Moore. She is founder of Proclaiming Justice to Nations. She wrote about that in the Washington Examiner this week. Laurie, great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Laurie, are you getting a sense that parents are starting to wake up and starting to push back on things?
Absolutely. And I'm telling you, the outrage that parents have exhibited, we've seen it with the school board meetings. Parents have been, are being disenfranchised. They're not being listened to. And people are showing up. And of course, we've got a lot of elections, school board elections going on across the country right now. And people are showing up in droves. I know here in Williamson County, where we are in Tennessee, there are a group of parents and citizens and organizations who've been working together to flip the school board. And that is one of the things that we have been involved in doing. And, you know, it's very exciting to see, because the unfortunate reality is that COVID, for the opposition, COVID exposed everything that these people have been doing to our children. We have been at this trying to warn parents and citizens, look at your children's textbooks, get them to bring their curriculum home so you can see what they're teaching your kids, because a decade ago when we first saw this with regards to the content that was being used in the classroom, we were sounding the alarm and telling parents, you've got to bring your kids' textbooks home. You've got to read the history books. Well, we had no idea that they were infiltrating also English language arts, math, and science. And, of course, since COVID, when parents finally got to see what was actually going on in their child's virtual classroom, parents have become outraged between the critical race theory, social emotional learning, and all of the other propaganda, the anti-Judeo-Christian values, the white privilege mentality that is being peddled to our children. It is destroying our kids. Our children are having a difficult time emotionally because of all of this, all the trauma they've had to endure. And even the teachers. There are many, many teachers who are stressed out, and we see teachers leaving the classrooms in droves, hundreds of people. Here in Tennessee, we are short. By one estimate, I spoke to a group, an educators group. They said there are 600 teachers that need to be replaced in the state of Tennessee.
Wow.
That's the damage that has been done. And we are hearing these numbers across the country.
Laurie, I know you mentioned COVID-19, but what happened? I mean, there was always this bond, I think, over the years between parents and teachers, this trust of education. When did that start fracturing?
Really, it's been going on for a long time, and it's been a slow, steady agenda that has slowly crept in. Before, they didn't have the teachers working with them. They were doing it kind of, on the down low within the administration. School boards, we know that school boards have been a target for many, many years, and they've been waiting for this day. Well, unfortunately, the teachers there were many teachers that were told, in fact, I just had a conversation with one teacher who told me that she challenged the administration of the school, and she told the principal, her boss, she was not going to teach this to her children. I've had other people who privately have come to me, teachers who won't disclose who they are because they need their jobs. Some teachers who have a two-income family are able to go home and make things, make ends meet, but many teachers do not. And so they end up having to teach this garbage to these kids against what they want to do because they have to keep their job. And I think teachers are also breaking. We see the emotional trauma with the children. The teachers are also breaking as well. But our opposition, these people who are fueling this across the country, they're manipulating these teachers, and they're instilling fear in them, telling them, if you don't do this, they're being threatened with their job, and the teachers just are not taking it anymore.
Wow.
We have, the reality is, Rod, think about this. Parents and citizens now, by our own government, are being labeled as terrorists, as domestic terrorists, using the Patriot Act. It is frightening that we can't even go to our school board meetings. We can't even question or voice our opinion without being on somebody's hit list. And this was a movement by the NEA, the National Education Association, along with the National School Board Association. Yeah. That's right.
Wow.
Weingarten was pushing this.
Laurie, let me ask you, I served as a state delegate to the Republican convention here in the state, and prior to that, I went to a couple of Meet the Candidates nights. Two of them had to deal with school board races, state school board races. I have never seen such a turnout and interest in school board races this year as I've seen in past years. The interest in races like this is absolutely amazing to me. And are you hearing and seeing that around the country as well?
Absolutely. Like I said, a decade ago when we first saw this creeping into the textbooks, we launched a campaign in our county, and we had 4 months to remove the school board members. We found a book that had anti-Semitic content, anti-Judeo-Christian, anti-American content, and we went before the community, filled the school board meeting, standing room only, lined up, one parent after another and a citizen after another, telling the school board, get rid of this textbook. It does not reflect the values of our community. Well, they voted that night. And, of course, I got up there and I told them, this is an election year, and if you do not remove this textbook, we're going to remove every one of you from office. Well, there were 6 up for re-election. Well, Rod, you know what? They voted that night to keep it. They slapped the parents and the citizens in the face.
Really?
And we went to work the next day. We found citizens that would run for school board. We got them elected, and come August 4th or August 7th, I think it was that year, 2014, those 6 sitting school board members that were up for re-election, we took them all down. That is the power of the parents and citizens when they finally mobilize, when we finally unite as a force to be reckoned with, a force multiplier in our community. That's why we're pushing county by county, state by state. We can win our country back. We can take our states back. But it's going to require, Rod, that we, the people, take a stand. We have to. Gone are the days of sitting out and saying, I'm not getting involved. It's not important. I can't, what can I do? Every one of us can do something. And that is the key. That's why we're holding summits across the country. And again, it's county by county, state by state. I don't have influence in your county. You don't have influence in mine. But you know what? I've got neighbors in my county, and I can mobilize them and we can all get involved and take back our country. Our children are counting on us to make the right decision. We cannot leave the future as it's unfolding right now to our kids. Our kids are counting on us as parents, as adults, to do the right thing. So it's time for us as parents to sacrifice. And it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it won't be easy. Laurie, so therefore you're seeing, you always heard this reluctance. You made this, you mentioned this a second ago, in the past, I don't want to get involved. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to take a stand on this I'm afraid I may offend somebody. Is that going away? Is that reluctance disappearing?
Yes, it is disappearing because parents are seeing their children being used as propaganda guinea pigs, because American citizens who are taxpayers, whose money is paying for this propaganda, they are rising up and they are really realizing that our republic is at stake. And if we, the people, do not take a stand, there is no cavalry coming, Rod. The cavalry is not coming. We are it. And that's why our message is county by county, state by state. We are traveling to counties throughout this country and helping to organize them and mobilize them to take action to take back their school districts. That's why the Marxists are running running scared, and I don't even use the left anymore. This is a Marxist takeover of the United States of America.
Yeah, it is.
And if we, the people, do not take a stand, then the communists, the Marxists will win. And you know what? I was raised as a patriot. I am not just going to roll over and let them take this country without a fight.
And I don't think a lot of parents are willing to do that either. Laurie, thank you. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us tonight.
Rod, God bless you, and thank you for getting this word out. It's time for parents and citizens, and if you're listening to this show and you're interested in getting involved in your county, we want to hear from you. Just go to pjtn.org.
All right. Laurie Cardoza Moore, thank you for joining us.